Rip Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. For a lot of people, this was their first time playing Mario Kart 8. Most people just didn't have a Wii U. If you were like me or a lot of other Nintendo fans, you probably had a Wii U and you probably owned the original Mario Kart 8. So for most of us, this is an 11-year wait that is finally almost over. The original Mario Kart 8 at the time was awesome. It was the first time seeing the Wii tracks in HD. It had new items like the Super Horn. It had fucking dog shit items like the blooper. Also, these were ass. It also had stuff like Mario Kart TV that was kind of useless. I mean, you could upload your clips and that was really it. Also, there was no true battle mode. Thankfully, this was added in later with 8 Deluxe. Did I like it better than Wii? Fuck no. The Wii U died only like a few years later, so when it was time for the Switch to release, Nintendo basically just ported the original to the Switch and added all the DLC in for free. Then a few years later, the Booster Course Pass released, and it was cool and definitely held us over until the Switch 2. But at that point, it had been 5 years since 8 Deluxe released. So in this video, I wanted to look back at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and go over it one last time to see if this is a game that people are going to remember or if people are going to forget once the Switch 2 releases. Alright, this is going to be my last video on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, a lot of you might know, like, I don't even know, I haven't even uploaded a video on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on this channel, but I streamed it a lot on Twitch. So, because Mario Kart World is dropping soon, and I do plan on releasing Mario Kart World videos, like, as soon as day one, maybe. I wanted to go over this game one last time, and kind of just go over everything. So, the whole point of this is to kind of just be like a retrospective video on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just kind of go over everything that this game had to offer. Starting with the Cups, the Grand Prix. Obviously, oh, I didn't even bring this up in the intro, but yeah, obviously a new speed was brought into the game. 200, which was brand new in Mario Kart 8, and then it was in 8 Deluxe. I believe it's a lot better in 8 Deluxe than it was in the original 8, but this had never been done before. It's usually always been, you know, 50, 100, and 150, and then mirror mode, and now 200 is here. So, yeah, that was cool. That was really all I wanted to say. I just forgot to say this in the intro, so I was like, I should probably bring up 200. This is a significant thing that was added into Mario Kart 8. This is basically like a new difficulty, so I was like, I have to bring this up. Okay, moving on to the tracks, I'm just going to like pick a random one real quick because I just want to show the tracks. Okay, so yeah, this is the base game tracks that release. Now, I also feel like it should be important that in no particular order, I should give some of the best tracks in the game. I'm going to say the 15 best tracks, in my opinion, in no particular order. So, you know, it's not like this one's better than the other. It's just like, in my opinion, if I had to pick 15 of the 96 tracks, these are the 15 I would say are the best in the game that hopefully people will look back on and be like, yeah, those were good, you know, either new tracks like, you know, these tracks here, or like they were good retros to bring back. Okay, I moved to time trials because it shows the track like right here, so I was like, all right, it'll be easier. And I'm going to start with Mario Kart Stadium, even though this is probably a very fucking basic track and you're like, this isn't even that good. And also, if you're going to leave a comment like,
why didn't you include this track?
Well, fucking your opinion is obviously going to be different than mine. So leave a comment and tell me what tracks you actually believe are the best tracks in the game. Because honestly, bro, I do feel like this isn't a really important track. I mean, I know it's the first track in the game. But Mario Kart Stadium, honestly, it's pretty nostalgic for me at this point, this track. There's not any like crazy shortcuts you can do. There's like that one ramp and then the flying part at the end. And it's the first track most people ever played when playing Mario Kart 8. And I feel like it does get picked a lot too. Like even in online, it still gets picked a lot when it pops up. So I find it to be one of the most important tracks in the game, personally, but obviously this one people might disagree with, and that makes sense, though. Sunshine Airport, I feel like a lot of people really like this track. I like it, too. The ending part is kind of the only flaw to this track, but I feel like a lot of people really fucking like this track, and it was one of the better tracks, I feel like, from the new tracks that were introduced in Mario Kart 8. Okay, I'm going to skip to one of the DLC tracks, but Wildwoods is easily probably one of the best tracks ever released. I actually didn't like this track initially when it was introduced, but I feel like I always pick this track, and it does get picked all the time in online, and it's really fun, and honestly the theme is really cool, and the track's just fire. Honestly, that's it. Honestly, most of these reviews are just gonna be saying the track is fire half the time. Okay, this is a retro in my opinion that's actually more fun than the original. I feel like this track is actually like the definitive version of this track. So I feel like this one is super fun. I mean, yes, it's another very short track. A lot of the tracks from Super Circuit aren't too crazy. Like, they're very short tracks, but this one, again, I always like this one, and I would always pick this as like a go-to retro track. Another one, this is the first time it ever returned into Mario Kart because it was in the 3DS Mario Kart, but 3DS DK Jungle. This track was really fun. And honestly, a lot of people always say good things for this track. Honestly, it was just a really cool track because it was a DK track on the 3DS, and now it's in HD. It was really sick, and this gets picked all the fucking time too. Animal Crossing, this is another one that I feel like is really fucking good. This was also a really cool track because you could change if it was like winter or like summer or spring and fall and all that. And that was cool. Just, that was really cool. But also this track drove really well. And another like kind of short track, but I do like the theme of the Zelda track for sure. But I feel like this one was just more fun to drive than the other one, at least. Electrodome, this one I played a lot more on 8, I feel like, than 8 Deluxe, because I used to spam this shit on 8, and this used to get picked a lot in the original 8, but even now, I feel like people really like this track a lot. The theme is cool. It's kind of a track that's, like, never been seen before. I don't feel like it showed, like, the anti-gravity stuff, like, too well, just because you're basically in it for, like, most of the track. Also, I feel like I never really mentioned the anti-gravity stuff, but I mean, really, what is there to say? It's really just like, it was promoted a lot when the game first released, but it didn't do a whole lot at the end of the day. And I feel like most people just didn't care after like the first year of it, or like, it's kind of cool, but that's really it. Cloud Top Cruise, this is another one that I actually really enjoyed. I didn't like this track initially, but after playing it a lot more online, I actually really like this track a lot now. The ending is cool. You know, there's a shortcut right at the end that has fucking ruined races for me many times. Okay, this one's from the Booster Course Pass. Yoshi's Island. This track is actually one of the best tracks released from the Booster Course Pass, in my opinion. Everyone always picks this track. Like, this track gets picked all the fucking time at this point. It was made really well. That's really it. Okay, if I had to pick one tour track from this entire thing, I'm going to pick New York Minute. This track was the first one, I believe, in tour. It was like the first tour that had released. But in this, it plays really well. I like how it plays. It plays like a regular track. A lot of the tour tracks in this game play differently than the other tracks because it's not really made for this, but this one plays the best in my opinion. There's probably ones that people prefer over this one, but for me, I feel like this is the best tour track. There are some really, really good tour tracks in this game as well. Another Booster Course Pass, Squeaky Clean Sprint. This was added in like right at the end. This was a really fun track. This is a really cool theme for a track. It's a fucking bathroom, which sounds fucking stupid, but it was cool. Alright, this is another retro, but I also believe this is the best Mario Circuit, and the 8 Deluxe one, again, I feel like this is the definitive version of this track, and I always pick this in online. This was also in the Booster Course Pass. There's a lot of Booster Course Pass tracks, and there's a lot of tracks, obviously, I'm forgetting, that other people are going to like more than others. These are just the ones that I feel like I have at least more to say for some of the other ones, and that I also really like those tracks. So again, if there's tracks in here like, how could you forget this track? It's like, there's so many fucking good tracks in this game. I'm only limiting it to 15 for the sake of this video. Okay, this is a track that I actually didn't like at first, but after playing this a lot and with speedrunning, I do like this track. This actually ends all the main tracks before the Booster Course Pass if you were doing speedruns, so it's cool. It didn't use, 3 laps. You just kind of hit 3 points and then that was it. But this track was cool. I definitely like it now. I definitely didn't like it before. I felt like it was kind of just boring to play. But honestly, after some years of playing this track now, I do like it now. Alright, this is another really good track. I don't have much to say. It's just really good. I want to include it in the video. People are definitely going to disagree with this one, but I feel like Shy Guy Falls is a really good track. And maybe people will disagree with that, but I don't give a fuck. Alright, I mean, that should be all 15. I mean, obviously, look, there's so many tracks I could have said for. Like, obviously, I like the DK Summit track. I like Daisy Cruiser's another good one. There's so many. I just kind of did a quick 15 for you guys to kind of see. I mean, there's so many tracks. I mean, dude, this track right here, those who would watch on Twitch, you guys know this track became like a meme pretty much on my channel. I mean, there's really not much else to say. I already talked, battle mode in the intro, but battle mode was really fun. I played a lot of this online. There was new modes for battle mode, which we hadn't seen before. That was really good as well. The music in this game is some of the best music in any Mario Kart. But yeah, there is an entire thing just for music. It's really cool. The music is fire in this game, is what I'm trying to say. All right. And the last thing I wanted to say was tournaments. Tournaments, in my opinion, I hope this is brought back in Mario Kart World, but I don't even know how it's going to work in World if there's 24 players. But tournaments was really cool. And a lot of people, when this game first released, would just run fucking tournaments on Twitch all the time. So, I mean, that's really it for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, in my opinion. I do have some more things I want to say. Obviously, there's a lot of things I didn't say that someone else will probably make a better video on than I am, but I just wanted to make this video because there are a lot of... This game, to me at least, is an important Mario Kart game because it was played for 11 years. I don't give a fuck when anyone says, oh, we only had it for, like, 8 years, whatever, but, like, bro, this is basically the same as Mario Kart 8. It's just, it's on the Switch now. It added an extra item. That was the new thing that happened as well. You could have, you know, an extra item. But overall, do I feel like people are going to really remember this game and come back to it? I actually do feel like people are going to come back to it. And this is not a negative thing towards Mario Kart World, but Mario Kart World is changing the Mario Kart formula drastically this time. And what I mean is 24 players, it's one map. There's an actual campaign, you could say, this time, which hasn't been seen since Mario Kart DS. In terms of like mission mode, stuff like that. So it doesn't really matter, but like to me, this game is the Mario Kart formula from those first 8 titles done almost the best. In my opinion, Mario Kart Wii is still the best one. The mechanics of Mario Kart Wii and the items are a lot better. And, you know, those tracks on Wii are definitely more nostalgic than some of the ones on 8 for sure. But yeah, there's really not much more I have to say. There's definitely things I forgot. Leave a comment on this video. Some of your favorite things from 8 Deluxe. If you do plan on returning to this game maybe at some point. Obviously, everyone's just going to play World because it's the new one. But this is a game that I do feel like people will go back to. But maybe you're going to come back to this video in a year and Mario Kart World is really good, really bad. Maybe it's the best. Who knows? So that's really it from me. So that's really it. That's all I got to say for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This was definitely one of my favorite games I've played on the Switch. I put so much time into this game, and I'm really looking forward to Mario Kart World and what's next.